Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to Keith's shop. So I'm down here in South Georgia for the Richard King scraping class. This is Richard King.
Hi.
And I've come down here because I've never scraped anything before in my life and thought this would be a good place to come and learn it. And I think that it's definitely been the case. I feel like I've learned a lot here. So tell them about who you are and what you do.
I'm Richard King, and I'm a machine tool rebuilder by trade. I've been in the trades for full-time as a journeyman since about 72, I think. But I worked for my dad. My dad had a rebuilding company, and when I was just a little squirt, I would work in his shop cleaning parts, or he'd have me scraping on Boyer Schultz. Or I remember going into the basement of our house playing and doing what Dad did back then. I used to help him and run machinery. I always say I'm not a machinist, but I can sharpen a drill bit, which a lot of machinists nowadays can't sharpen a drill bit. They just throw it away and buy a new one. But I can usually get by. But the CNC stuff is just, you know, I'm an old dog and I can't really learn that new trick, I guess. But I've been teaching scraping classes for, since about 80, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. I can't exactly remember anymore. But I worked for GM and I've worked all over the USA. I've worked in Europe, went to Taiwan and taught there. I was in Istanbul, Turkey here a few years and taught 2 weeks there at a company that made CNC lathes. And they had told me after they invited me back to inspect them after 6 months that they had 100% turnaround on quality. When I got there, every machine that they sent to Germany to be inspected flunked. But after my class, and I taught them machine building and scraping, every machine they sent to Germany passed. So. But anyway, I started teaching these scraping classes to hobby guys and machinists and you know, professional computer programmers. Everybody that wanted to take it, and I've been doing it ever since. And down here, Keith, this is his 3rd one, and I've met Brian and his wonderful dog. It's just got the greatest dog in the world.
And Bailey's been here supervising all week, being sure everybody's staying on task. He's a slave driver. So, what's your favorite thing about doing classes?
Well, I always say it's kind of like seeing their light bulb go on. You'll see a guy just suffering and can't figure it out, and he wants to quit, and all of a sudden, after like a day of standing behind him, telling him what to do and showing him how, their light bulb goes on, and that's really what it is. And then to see them do their own projects, and the amazing how accurate we could get. You know, you did that tilt table and got it within 1/10, I think.
Yeah, it was within 1/10 of flat, and then all the alignments were within like 2/10.
It was better than new.
Oh yeah, it was probably 20 thousandths out when I started with it, so it was a whole lot of scraping and metal mowing in that case, really. Because when you start taking thousandths off with a scraper on one end to the other, it's a lot of scraping. But that's what they make power scrapers for, because you can just get in there and just hammer it off there. Just don't be afraid of it, just go after it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to come down here and meet all you guys. And you know, I've met a couple other YouTube guys that, when I first came, they told me there was guys going to do YouTube. I wasn't real excited about how people recorded, but I've been just really impressed and with the number of people that you know do YouTube, watch YouTube. It's just amazing how many people watch it. So I've got, I don't know, a handful of guys now that do YouTube videos. And it's an amazing tool to teach people.
Well, if you're interested in learning about hand scraping and power scraping, you can find Richard where?
I'm at handscraping.com. On the internet, I live up in Cottage Grove, Minnesota. You could go onto YouTube and say Richard King Scraping, and you'll get all kinds of YouTube videos of places I've been, and I've been interviewed by a few of the YouTube guys, and kind of tell my history. So yeah, but I really, Brian is quite the guy. He just sticks to it, and in the beginning I was kind of worried about it because he's kind of doing it his way, but then his light bulb on, and he finally. And like most guys, and I'm just totally impressed with his ability.
I just quit being afraid of it. So, I mean, you think about scraping as some super sensitive deal, but it's really not. So it's more about figuring out where you're going and how you're going to get there. It's a lot like running the milling machine, really, except that you're the milling machine. So.
Yeah, I tell everybody you got to be detective. Got to be a detective, otherwise you're going to mess it up.
Yeah, yeah. Same thing. If you put it in the vise crooked and you mill it off, it's going to be crooked. So it's the same kind of thing. You got to know where you're going to take material off before you ever start, or you're just going to be chasing your tail. So I definitely think I learned a lot. Like I said before, this weekend I never scraped anything besides my knee or my shin. So it was a good learning experience, and I certainly appreciate it.
You bet. You bet. Take care.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll catch y'all later.